Over the last few weeks, we've been making some pretty big changes here at Visual Element Media with the services we provide and how we're interacting with our clients. And I'm going to be sharing some of those changes with you and how they might even help you in your company as well. So stick around. Welcome, all you thinkers and doers. My name is Scott, and this is the Thought Spot, and I'm really excited to have you here. And like I said, in this episode, we're going to be talking about changes that we're making here at Visual Element Media and how those changes could even help you in your business. So I'll get right into it. What we're doing in 2019 and moving forward is we are narrowing our focus on what we're really, really good at so that we can specialize in those things and drive our company forward in manageable services that we can offer. And so before we get to exactly what that looks like, I want to take you on a short journey of how we even got to this place where we needed to say, you know what, we're doing way too much, and it's not benefiting the company or our clients, because our number one focus is always going to be serving our clients. And so if we can't serve our clients well, then the company's not going to go well. And so how do we do this? How do we get to this situation? So whenever I first started the company 10 years ago, we're now 10 plus years in business, and that it's just a crazy, crazy thing. Very, very humbling, I guess. And so I started out and I was just doing video. We were solely a video company, but I had no money. So I couldn't really market myself, and I had no clients. And so I was really just a kid with a video camera and a laptop and a $40 editing software system. I can't even remember the name of it, but and so it was kind of like, I'll take anything and everything people can throw at me. So filming basketball games, football games, soccer games, lacrosse, any kind of sporting event that I could get my hands on. We were filming ballroom dancing. We were filming regular dance recitals, and it got to the point where I had a little bit of money, but nothing that I could do any serious marketing with. And mind you, this is 10 years ago. So social media, Facebook had just come out, 15 months ago. And so that was still, people were even just starting to realize what Facebook was. And so I said, you know what, this is really difficult. Business is not super simple. So how do I get better? How do I get more clients? And so what happened was I just grinded that out. And eventually, I had a couple clients come to me and say, hey, so you did this video. Do you know anyone that can do a website? And I was like, I could probably learn how to do a website. And so I told them, I'm like, hey, I designed my website. And they're like, oh, that looks fine. Design us something like that. And so that threw me into having to learn WordPress and having to learn, the first couple of websites I built, honestly, were Intuit Web Builder, something like that, something very simple, something very generic. And so that's where I started building websites. And then from there, it was like, okay, well, now I can offer websites and video, and that's awesome. And so we started doing video, and that's focusing right here, I think, but it needs to focus on me. There it is. And so we started doing that, and that was kind of a nice thing because we were able to build websites, we were able to add video to it, and then social media came out. And so with social media, this was 2011, 2012, we started offering social media management. And so we started doing that. I was still not really strong on building websites. It's just something that websites are a monster. There are so many different things that you need to be on top of when it comes to websites. And I enjoyed it, but I wasn't passionate about it. And so we started doing that. Then whenever we moved the company back here, we were doing video, we were doing web, we were doing social. And then SEO came in, and then blogging came in, and then email marketing came in, and then web hosting came in, and email, I think I said email marketing. And if I didn't, there I did. So all of these different services started coming, and people were like, oh, well, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, because we were a digital marketing company. And so we were starting to get a little bit in all of these different platforms. And we got to the point where, last summer I said to myself, we are becoming a jack of all trades and a master of none. We have all of these different services, and we're doing pretty well in it. Our clients are seeing benefits, but I feel like we're missing things that could really set our clients apart. And so while I was on vacation, I just came to this realization through prayer and just thought and reading. And I said, we need to get back to doing a couple of things really, really well. We need to make sure that our clients are taken care of. And if we're providing a service that we can't do really, really well, we shouldn't be doing it. We should be finding people who can do it really, really well. So what do we do? So I said, and at this point, podcasting had come out, and I absolutely love podcasting. And so I said, what we're really, really good at is video, social, podcast. So what do we do with everything else? I don't have the money to hire an email marketer, a web designer, a networker, a video. Like, I can't hire someone to do all of these things, and to find someone who is really good at maybe 2 or 3 of those things would cost a lot of money. And though we were doing well, we didn't have that kind of money to start dishing out and hiring these high profile employees. And so over time, I had people, but I couldn't hire them full time. And so what we did is we started to develop strategic partnerships with entrepreneurs, with other companies, and say, you know what, this is what you guys are really good at. This is what we're really good at. Let's see if we can figure out how to make this work for everyone. And we did that. It was a lot of heavy lifting, but we did it. And so what we're doing now, 2019, moving forward, is we are focusing on video, social, and podcast. Now, why are we focusing on those 3 things? Well, video has been my baby. It has been the thing that I have loved doing every day. I've hardly ever gotten a project that I was like, man, I'm not really excited about it. I mean, there's been projects that I've been like stressed out about and that have been difficult, and there's been ones that I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to get what they want. But I mean, we've always done our best on every single video, and video for me just continues to be a media that I am drawn to, I want to learn more about, and I want to help other businesses take advantage of, because I feel it's so powerful. So that's video. And the one thing that I didn't mention about video is that it's a storytelling platform. You can tell so many stories in video, and by doing that, you can create a connection with your audience that you can only get through talking in person. So it's kind of the next best thing to having a one-on-one in-person conversation. Social. One of the things that we've noticed in social media over the last few years is that video is becoming more and more important to your social media strategy. If you're not doing video on social media, you're not going to see the results that you could. Now, I'm not saying if you're not doing video, you're not going to see any success. That's ridiculous. But what I am saying is video adds an element to your platform that is going to, again, connect with people. You need to be using video, or you should be using video. You need to be using video, because if you really want to see the growth that you could have, the true potential that your brand and your company has, video is the way that you can go about doing it. And the reason I say you need it now is because if you don't use video, your competitors will. And people just watch video. People watch on average over an hour of video every single day? How much are people reading? Are you reading an hour a day? Probably not. And so it allows us to tie video into social. And so it allows us to do what I love doing, what I love overseeing on two different fronts. One with just commercial video, web video, digital video, sales videos, all those kinds of video things. But then we can take those videos and incorporate it into a social media strategy for you and your business. Number 3, podcasts. You're watching it, which means it's a video. So we've been able to tie all of our services essentially into video. Now with our social, we do add graphic design and content and copywriting and all that kind of stuff. But with podcasting, we have this studio. It's a great studio. We're able to customize it for our clients. And then again, we're able to tie this podcast into our social platforms. And so all 3 of these services just work so well together. And the reason I love podcasting is it's a conversation. This is more of a monologue because I don't have a guest, but on days that we have guests in here, it's going to be conversations. I want this to be a place where we can take our thoughts, we can gather in a spot, whether it's here, there, wherever, and talk about our ideas, talk about solutions, talk about the problems that we have where we can develop solutions. That's the whole point of this podcast. And so what does this mean for our clients? Well, one, it means that our clients are going to have people that are specialized in what they need. So if they're working with us and they need video, social, or podcasting, we are the company that can help you do that. And if you come to us and you say, well, we need a website, we have people that are specialized web developers that we work with, that we partner with, that we will consult with on your behalf to make sure that your website is matching with what video, social, and podcasts you're creating. Same with email marketing, same with SEO, same with blogging. All of these things are things that work together, but we have individuals now who are specialized in those particular niches that will give you the best service possible. So that's how it benefited us. That's how it's benefiting our clients. How could this benefit your business? Well, if you find yourself in a similar position to what we were in, where you are becoming a jack of all trades, a master of none, and I feel that these 3 services, video, social, podcast, are things that we can master. We can absolutely crush it because it all revolves around video to some extent. So, how can it help your business? Think about what you're extremely passionate about, what you're extremely excited about when you get to work, the services or the products that you carry, and focus on how can you maximize those products or services. Because here's the thing. 6 years ago, whenever we started getting into all of these different services, it was because there was a need and there was an opportunity to grow. And as you're trying to make a company grow, you're trying to grow it to a full-time position to support you, your family, maybe a couple of employees, you need to have more income. And sometimes you don't have the ability. And I guess another caveat is with my company, I never took out a loan. I never did very much credit card debt. I mean, we did use some credit card for, buying a camera for points and stuff like that, but then we paid it off. But so I understand that not everyone's in that situation. I'm in an industry where it's not a ton of startup cost. I mean, as long as you have a decent camera, and hello, people, we have iPhones and we have the Google phones and we have, other Android, Samsung Galaxies that take really good video. Are they top-notch professional? No, but they're a good start, and you can at least show some of your creativity that way. So focus on what you're really good at, what you're really passionate about. What's that 1, 2, or up to 3 services, I would say, that you are just fanatic about? And can you intertwine them like we did with video, social, and podcasting? Can you make 3 services out of 1 actual service? And I believe that there are many instances where you can. And so maximize that. Do that as much as you can because you always want to take care of the client. If you're offering 8 to 10 services and you're one or maybe two people and they're vastly different, you might be able to pull it off for your career. I don't know. But your ability to help clients, in my opinion, is going to greatly suffer. I would love to hear what you have to say about that. So comment down below. Maybe you're just a super freak and you can do 10 services at one time and do them completely well. I don't know. But if you can, I would love to meet you as well. So we'll have to get you on and talk about how you're even able to keep up with all the different trends that way. So that's what I would say. Focus on things that really matter to you, things that you're really good at, specialize in it, learn as much as you can about it. And if you can grow from that, great. But then find people that you can apprentice, find people that you can train that see things similar to you. You don't want to duplicate yourself. You want to train someone up in what they see. You want to mix in some of what you recommend and what you've experienced. Because the world doesn't need a million Scotts, but they need a million thinkers. And they need people who can think, they can see things in different ways, and that can understand how to understand what the client wants and how to bring that to life. So that would be my challenge. Those are the changes that we're making here in 2019 and beyond. And one of those things is continuing this podcast. So join us next week on the Thought Spot, where I'm going to be introducing our intern, Ben, and we're going to be talking about some of the things that he's working on and some of his goals and aspirations as he moves into the workforce here over summer. So thank you so much for watching. You can follow us on social media. Just go to loveLocal PA on Facebook or Instagram and follow us or subscribe to us on YouTube. I would really appreciate it. And we will see you next week, and always continue thinking and doing.